Everyone, coming up here on the Pro Wrestling Show. What a show we have for you coming up. We talk about Seth freaking Rollins makes an appearance at the call now CM Punk. So Seth Rollins saying that he wants to speak his mind and what went down with him CM Punk. We'll talk about that coming up between these two fearsome rivals between CM Punk. That last week Seth Rollins is impromptu with Sami Zayn. We're speaking of Sami Zayn really got to listen to Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins trying to tell him something. Well, after Sami Zayn match against Seth Rollins went down, we saw the return of Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre returns to Raw. And Drew McIntyre returns, and what's on his agenda? I mean, Drew McIntyre has a lot to say. We'll see what Drew McIntyre got to say tonight here on Raw. We'll talk about that. Also, to a huge 8-man tag team match at the Final Testament and The Miz take on the Wyatt Six in an 8-man tag team match. It's the Sickos versus the Sickos. We'll see that coming up. Plus, too, after last week's unbashful behavior, Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods speaks on turning their backs on Big E after what went down at the New Day was no longer. It was not going to be a New Day. Coming up, we'll talk about that. And we get things started with this. Which one of these three ladies will duke it out in the Women's Intercontinental Title Tournament first round triple threat match? We'll kick things off as we kick things off here on the Pro Wrestling Show. Presents the Raw Report. Raw Report starts right now. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this edition of the Pro Wrestling Show. I'm your host, as always, Keith Dixon. Glad you join us on the Pro Wrestling Show. Join in that conversation using the hashtag Pro Wrestling here on Connect. And don't forget to subscribe. Subscribe is caring. Tell a friend, call a friend, hit that subscribe button so you won't miss a thing here on the Pro Wrestling Show. Man, oh man, what a Pro Wrestling Show it has been. And we are here. We are live in living color. So let's not waste no time whatsoever. Let's get things crack-a-lacking and started. And I mean crack-a-lacking started. We kick things off with a unexpected thing from none other than the Judgment Day. The Judgment Day came out there. Let's see, the Judgment Day, they confronted World Champion Gunther. Gunther came in the ring with the Judgment Day. The Judgment Day trying to relax with Gunther. Gunther trying to show off his goal. Gunther knows he'll be challenged by Finn Balor on Saturday night's main event. And the Judgment Day trying to get a closer view. But Gunther paid the price. Finn Balor holding up both the World Tag Team and the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Could we be seeing the next World Heavyweight Champion in Finn Balor? Finn Balor slated to get a push as well. And Finn Balor could be getting that push coming up. Well, General Manager Adam Pearce made a call to Finn Balor to tell him that Damian Priest will be also adding to the match. So I guess the fans knew that Damian was going to interrupt himself and interject himself. I think that would have been the obvious plan, but they're trying to swerve fans and swerve everybody in sight. So Damian Priest will be added into that triple threat. It'll add into the World Championship match. It'll be Gunther defending the World Championship against Finn Balor and Damian Priest on Saturday on NBC. So we'll see that coming up this Saturday on NBC. if Finn Balor has the chance to win the world title, he don't have to do it on his own. Speaking of a person in the judgment with a world title with gold around their waist, Liv Morgan. You know that Liv Morgan was in action. Liv Morgan, the women's world champion, was in action tonight. She went against Dakota Kai, and Liv Morgan did easily defeat Dakota Kai. Liv Morgan getting herself ready in position of what's going to go down. We know that Liv Morgan will defend her women's world championship against Io Sky. That's coming up on Saturday night's main event as well. So Io Sky and Liv Morgan will go one-on-one on Saturday night's main event on NBC. And Liv Morgan prepping herself, getting herself ready. And you can tell right here, Liv Morgan dropping Io Sky down to the ground. And Liv Morgan making it seem like what's going to be on Saturday night's main event. Well, beforehand, the New Day were set to come to the ring, but WWE Champion Cody Rhodes was so disgusted with Kofi and Xavier's action at the last week. We thought we saw the reunion of the New Day. New Day celebrating 10 years together as a stable. Well, they did celebrate, but the celebration came quickly to an end at the Big E wanted to know what the New Day stand. The New Day stand and told Big E that Big E was no longer part of the group after they felt like Big E really didn't put enough effort into the group. Big E saying that this is how it's gonna be, and they kicked Big E out the group. Big E saying that he had neck problems, which he did, and then he said the doctors and stuff told him he wouldn't be able to come back in time. And then Xavier and Woods trying to make that excuse, saying that everybody else came back, like Stone Cold and Edge, and everybody else. But Big E didn't want to come back, and saying that. But Big E has to do what his doctors tell him to do, so he can't do it alone on his own. So that's what's going on, and that's what it's going to take for Big E to do. But I think the fans really left a sour taste in the Xavier and Kofi's mouth. The fans didn't want to hear from Xavier and Kofi. Xavier and Kofi really pissed off the fans to the point, to the degree that the fans didn't care about Xavier and Kofi no more after what they did to Big E, saying that was wrong and inhumane, but led to that. But we now know that they'll probably Cody Rhodes probably go against Kofi down the road after what went down and stuff. But we'll have to wait and see how that's going to be going forward. But the New Day really had the answer for their misdeeds. Speaking of that, misdeeds, Seth freaking Rollins came out there. Seth Rollins came out there. Seth Rollins still trying to ask the question to Sami Zayn why Sami did what Sami teamed up with Roman after Roman mistreated him. Sami saying that he did that because he knew Roman Reigns could change in an instant. I think Roman kind of led the primrose path to that he's changing a little bit. He's still the same tribal chief person, but he's involved and he's growing. So there's a lot on that side. But Sami Zayn really gonna have to focus and put his attention towards this Saturday after he called out Drew McIntyre, and he will get a match against Drew McIntyre one-on-one for Saturday night's main event. After what Drew had did, Drew came back and said that he's coming back with a vengeance after he's seeing folks trying to team up Roman Reigns. After Drew McIntyre saying that Roman Reigns, they all on the same agenda, Drew McIntyre and Seth Rollins, and what Roman's doing, trying to manipulate them and trying to make them seem like they're not what they are. So it kind of put a monkey on a wrench and stuff after what happened last week when Drew McIntyre Claymore kicked Sammy and left Sammy out. So Sami Zayn really going to have to think this week, and you can tell that Drew was the one that tagged Jey Uso and left Jey Uso out laying. So That's what Sami Zayn wants answers. But speaking of CM Punk was at Survivor Series, and CM Punk made it clear that what he's going to do and how he's going to do it. He even sat down in an interview with Jackie Redmond, talk about Seth Rollins, saying that he offered to get Seth Rollins free help, and he wanted to help Seth Rollins, saying he was the reason Seth Rollins almost got fired by WWE in the first round, and a lot was going on, and I guess they're shooting up blanks and stuff, shooting real stuff, but I think CM Punk's really trying to saying him and Seth Rollins' brief history, which I did not know that existed, but you can tell it's going to be building within months about what's going on between Punk and Rollins. We'll see how this is going to transpire. We know this probably got to happen at WrestleMania between them, and that's the road is leading to for WrestleMania between these two and towards that WrestleMania match. So we'll see how this is going to go. Also, too, we get to this a huge 8-man tag team match between the Wild Six and the Final Testament taking on Miz and the Wild Six. I mean the Wild Six taking on Final Testament and Miz. Well, we didn't look no farther. The Final Testament won with the help of Paul Ellering. I think Paul Ellering. I thought he was gone, but Paul Ellering helping pay dividends tonight, and Precious Paul is back. Precious Paul providing the help that he needs for his men and did so for Karrion Kross with the win over Uncle Howdy. Karrion Kross getting the win. Let's see how this is going to be coming back forward for Karrion Kross down the road. Well, we get to this a women's triple threat match between Selena Vega, Liv Valkyria, and Ivy Nile. Which one of these three women can compete for the Women's Intercontinental Championship match? We didn't have to look no further. Liv Valkyria, who could be one of the top contenders, the Women's Intercontinental Gold won, and she won tonight and did so tonight by winning. Could be a dominance down the road, so we could see that being a possibility on how that's going to play out down the road. So hey, Liv Valkyria wins and advances herself a step closer to become the Women's Intercontinental Champion. I would say the Women's Intercontinental Championship tournament final will probably take place at the Raw when the Raw comes on Netflix. That's why they'll do it on Raw, Netflix and stuff. So hey, we'll see. Well, we get to this. The main event of the evening was Rhea Ripley taking on Raquel Rodriguez, and Rhea Ripley really tried to put up a fight, and she won against Raquel. But this is the end right here. Rhea Ripley and Io Sky. Io Sky set the challenge Liv Morgan for the women's championship on Saturday Night Main Event. We'll see that match. But Rhea Ripley wants they're playing tug of war with the women's title. Which one of these two women will probably Io could get the women's title down the road if that'd be the possibility coming forward. So hey, we'll see coming forward. Like I said, my predictions is for the Saturday night's main event. Look for um Liv Morgan. This is a quick prediction right here. Liv Morgan to retain her women's title over Io Sky on Saturday night main event. And look for Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre to get the win over Sami Zayn. Drew McIntyre to get the win over Sami Zayn right here. Drew McIntyre looking back and looking for vengeance and stuff. Vengeance is mine. He wants that. Well, he'll do that this Saturday. And look for the world champion Gunther. Gunther to retain his championship as well. Gunther over this added newly match between Finn Balor and Damian Priest. Look for Gunther to retain his championship over Finn Balor, Priest, and we'll see that on Saturday, maybe. This is my quick one for the Raw side of things. Don't forget the SmackDown side of things this Friday on the SmackDown report. And don't forget we'll have the live reaction on the Saturday night main event reaction review show. It's coming up this Saturday here on our on the Connect TV YouTube channel. So look for that coming your way. All right, that is the Raw Ring Report. Let's move over to Wrestling Hot Topics. Wrestling Hot Topics. Can you see who these people are? We know that's Brock Lesnar, but if you get a closer look who is that. You remember the WWE 90s icon Sable, Brock Lesnar's wife? Look at it close. I had to take a back and look myself like that cannot be Sable. And it long before it is, she looks very different than she ever did before. And I don't remember her good looks and stuff. Sable looking well different, looking like I don't know what to say. I looked at it real close today and I'm like, Sable, that don't even that's Sable, but that just don't look like Sable. And it is, but she looks a little unpleasant. But that's her. She got a new rack. And I guess Brock Lesnar's happy about it, but I mean I don't know what to say about that with Brock Lesnar's Sable. She looks a little bit different. I don't know what to say, but hey, it's Sable, but you never would have thought that would be Sable post WWE. Man, she looks way different than before. But Sable's up there. She's getting up in her 60s. She got brunette hair, so guess you got to live with, go with everything. Don't forget too, we'll have the on Friday. Hopefully, we'll see. But PWI, no one tag team with Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill. This is the first time two black women, have made the cut of being the month's tag team. They have been competing in tag team matches as of late, so I'm not shocked nor surprised. But man, this is history making in the instance for Jade and Bianca. They should be very proud of themselves. And they Bianca made it clear herself that representation is key. Representation is key when you got Jade and Bianca working together and two black females on the cover on being on being the number one ranked tag team in the world. That tells you something. It tells you something. Them building those women's tag team titles, and they're still the women's tag team champions. The curse is still there, but man, this is great for Jade and Bianca. So hey, we'll see. All right, we're gonna leave you here on the Pro Wrestling Show with Rhea Ripley and Io Sky tussling with the championship belt between these two women. What's gonna happen next? We know Io gets a shot at Liv's women's title this Saturday on Saturday Night Main Event. What's next for Rhea? We'll tell you more coming up on the Saturday Night Main Event review show this weekend. So, for me being Kendrick Dix, saying so long, thanks for watching the Pro Wrestling Show. See you later. We'll see you tomorrow for the NXT Ring Report.